boyas. Now, this may not be the correct platform for this. However, I am going to share a little bit of knowledge with y'all. That being the top 10 most inhuman Henry Kissinger quotes that illustrate his megalomania and indifference to the deaths of untold numbers of civilians. So, shall we begin?
You'll be cut into pieces if someone doesn't heal your team.
Yeah, it's a treat. It's a treat for you and me. Now, these quotes were released by WikiLeaks.
They don't make them like that anymore.
And I think it is important to the promotion of awareness within the Killing Floor 2 community that I go ahead and share these quotes with everyone. Okay, so number 1, on Soviet Jews. The emigration of Jews from the Soviet Union is not an objective of American foreign policy. And if they put Jews into gas chambers in the Soviet Union, it is not an American concern. Maybe a humanitarian concern. So he is just shucking responsibility of a huge political issue at the time. I don't want to say it's because they were Jews. And in fact, it wasn't because they were Jews, because I think you'll find with the rest of these quotes that it's a theme that Henry Kissinger gives no shits about the people, the common man, as long as they're not American. He does love America, I'll give him that. He's a patriot, Henry Kissinger. Number 2, on bombing Cambodia. So Nixon wants a massive bombing campaign in Cambodia. He doesn't want to hear anything about it. It's an order to be done, anything that flies or anything that moves. So he's loyal, Henry Kissinger, but he was loyal to the American boogeyman. Just the man that he keeps on crawling back out of his little hole, Henry Kissinger. He can't be beat. He's Nixon. On bombing Vietnam. It's wave after wave of planes, you see. They can't see the B-52 and they dropped 1 million pounds of bombs. I bet you we will have had more planes over there in one day than Johnson had in a month. Each plane can carry about 10 times the load of a World War II plane can carry. So, just this undeveloped country that we are absolutely just devastating with our advanced technology and war machinery. Let's skip ahead to assassination. It is an act of insanity and national humiliation to have a law prohibiting the president from ordering assassination. Are you hearing this? Did you hear that? Act of insanity and national humiliation to have a law prohibiting the president. Is this not? How is this not news? Henry Kissinger meets with every American president to this day. Donald Trump had a meeting with him during the campaign. I'm sure they still meet. Moving on Chile. Now, if you're not familiar with Henry Kissinger's involvement in Chile, he essentially he got a democratically elected president, Salvador Allende. He orchestrated a military coup, which led to Salvador Allende's death, and it wasn't great. He then the new military regime went on to basically just oppress their people in really heinous ways. It's not a laughing matter. It was called the Dirty War, and it was an organization where many of the South American states worked together to oppress their people by disappearing political oppressors and activists, and it was bad. So on Chile, I don't see why we need to stand by and watch a country go communist due to the irresponsibility of its people. The issues are much too important for the Chilean voters to be left to decide for themselves.
Final choice.
So essentially what he's saying is, those lowly South American Chileans, they don't know what's best for them. I am the big American boy, and what I think and say is always right. So listen to me. I'm gonna kill your democratically elected president. End of story. Next, on illegality and unconstitutionality. The illegal we do immediately. The unconstitutional takes a little longer.
Dad used to have one of those.
Said on March 10th, 1975, in a meeting with the Turkish foreign minister in Turkey. So, that kind of speaks for itself. I don't really feel like I need to touch on it. Number 10. I skipped a few, but number 10. On his own character. Americans like the cowboy, who rides all alone into town, the village with his horse and nothing else. This amazing romantic character suits me precisely because to be alone has always been part of my style, or if you like, my technique. So, oh shit, I'm gonna die, boys. This is not good.
This cat's back in the game.
So, this is fun. This is a fun quote because it shows us how Henry Kissinger sees himself. It might not be how the world sees him because he is he's a horrible, terrible person. But how Henry Kissinger sees himself is the noble cowboy who's a loner, but he's a thoughtful loner. He's a good guy, Henry Kissinger. I have no qualms with him at all. He's objectively a good man. Nothing wrong with him. Thank you for allowing me to share. This was an excellent platform. You've been a great audience. Extradite Henry Kissinger 2017.